Hello and welcome to David's World and this game and video. And as you see, I have come to this bit of my island as it is virtually the furthest point away from the spawn point and my industrial port. And you can say, why have I come here? What are we doing here? Well, not long ago I let someone come on my island and I give them build. And this is something which you don't do unless you want to get scammed. But how I did it because someone said, I will build you a cry iron farm. So it's a bit like the one which I have, and I don't know if I'm putting this video before I put that one up, but if I haven't, you'll see it fairly soon. And this is what they made as the cry farm, and what I did to protect myself from him trying to scam me. I can't guarantee that that's what he was trying to do, but it was a method which I wasn't going to permit to happen. So I took certain steps. Step one was coming so far away from anything, and I removed that tree to this point. All of this grass section, any of the grey blocks and the steps I have put in just to give myself access, and he put in this system here, all made out of grass. And this is the chest which I put here when someone wanted to trade with us, and of course they didn't have a vending machine, so I put a chest and I brought them and they put the item first, and then I provided them with what they wanted in return. But this is what he made. Now, it's a very wide path, which means that if you don't get lined up straight, you won't run in a straight line, and one at each side. So he used up a lot of grass. And as you see, it's now getting covered in plants and grasses and stone and all of that. So this is what he made. Let's run down it and count how many there is. So we start off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there is 34 requirements for totems for this to work. Now, this wasn't all that he did. Although he started with this bit and fell off the island so many times it was ridiculous. I thought I fell off the island a lot. He fell off the island so often. Now, I had to do these stairs down because he removed it. But then he did this bit under here, which puzzled me even more. Because the thing comes is that you cannot fit a totem under here. Let's see if I have a totem, then I can show you. I think I should have one somewhere. Oh, there's one. I have a stone one. So you can about fit a totem in, but you can't remove anything off it. You can't take away the block it's on and harvest it. So I couldn't work out why he did this bit for. But then it went even weirder. Now this one is another bit of his area. All of these stairs I added just so I could get down because he removed them all. And he put this bit. Now, I gather from this bit, he assumed I would not be able to see him do this. But I could. And as you see, if he ported to this bit, we have my smelters here, and we have my washer here. So, what steps did we take? One, I didn't let him out my sight, and I kept myself, even though he said, I am not a scammer, I don't like scammers, I don't like this, that, and the other. I was here, and as you can see, if we go out far enough, we can see the levels below. We can't see very well the lower level. As you see, you just make it out in that bottom corner. You see the very lower level below here. Now, he assumed that he was out of sight. The problem comes is that every time he jumped off the island, I could physically see his man falling. And I couldn't see any reason for the lower levels other than to hide himself from us. As you see, that is the lower level down here. So the option would be to give him an area that he's far away from anything, or you would have to place yourself in an area where you could see him all the time, which would be about here. Now, what other things did we do? One, when you click on permissions, you can go build on, build off, as you know. What happened was, I only activated the build on when he was right where this tree is, so he was coming on, and whenever he fell off the island, the build was turned off. So even though he came to the port place, he had no time and no ability to remove anything, even though on occasions he did run in this direction. No idea why I keep saying that he was getting lost and that lot. He went off the island several times, saying he needed to get resources. So at each one of those times, the build was turned off, and the build was only turned on when he was physically working and when he physically only had grass or other building items in his hand. If he ever put a pick in his hand, the build was turned off. And that's how I ended up with all of this grass area, which frankly serves zero purpose for the Cry Iron. Although, yes, it's set up, but it's far too wide. There's no reason to have it this wide. You could frankly just have one run path with the one at the side walls each side, like how mine is set up. So for a person who tried to scam, it didn't work, and I ended up profiting of all of this, which I will be taking away. What I might do is I might do a long run leading to a chest for any time that people want to trade without having a vending machine and without me being on their island. But you are always down to, if you're selling something expensive, they have to drop theirs first. There has to be some trust, and if you don't trust them, then, you know, the vending machines are much better. But as we say, the vending machines only trade an item for money. They don't do a swap of items and anything like that. And I think really we should have a trader on the main island that we can just go to and say we want to swap A, B and C for A or whatever. I want to swap these 3 or 4 items for this single item. But there is still no sign of such things. So that is how to take action and protect yourself from being possibly scammed. And it does require you to be vigilant, and it does require that your permission page is always on your screen with the cursor over the person's name, so you can click as soon as they move. So until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.